In the midst of the Carolingian frontier, near the banks of the Rhine, a giant collapsed. The year was 810. Charlemagne, the emperor who forged Europe from the ruins of Rome, was camped with his army near a place the royal Frankish annals called Lippeham. With him was his most unusual companion, not a knight or a cardinal, but an elephant, Abul-Abbas, a diplomatic gift from the Abbasid Caliph Harun al-Rashid. Abul-Abbas had traveled over 3,000 miles, from the heart of Baghdad to the imperial court at Aachen. For 8 years, he had stood as a living testament to an improbable alliance, one that stretched across the Christian and Islamic worlds, from the Frankish west to the Abbasid east, and now he was dying. The official record is brief. The royal Frankish annals note simply, "The elephant suddenly died." No explanation, no ritual, no mourning, just a line, almost cruel in its finality. But who was Abul-Abbas? And why did an emperor bring an elephant on campaign? To understand his story, we must begin in the court of Harun al-Rashid, the same caliph immortalized in the Arabian Nights. In the late 8th century, Harun ruled over the most powerful Islamic empire of his time. But in Charlemagne, he saw a potential ally, one who, like himself, held claims to Rome's ancient legacy. In 797, Charlemagne sent envoys eastward. Harun replied in kind, dispatching gifts that would dazzle even an emperor. There were silks, spices, a mechanical water clock made of brass, and one animal, a beast almost mythic to medieval Europe, an Asian elephant. Abul-Abbas's journey was long and perilous. After crossing Persia and the Levant, he arrived in the port of Ifriqiya, in modern-day Tunisia. From there, he was ferried across the Mediterranean, then led northward across Italy, through the Alps, and finally to Aachen, Charlemagne's seat of power. He arrived on July 20th, 802. Imagine the awe. Elephants were legendary in Europe, associated with Hannibal, Alexander, and the wonders of the Orient, but none had been seen in the West for centuries. For Charlemagne's court, Abul-Abbas wasn't just exotic. He was sacred. He was spectacle. The elephant became a fixture of imperial ceremony. Chroniclers don't describe him in detail, but it's likely he was paraded at festivals, used to impress foreign envoys, and incorporated into displays of power. Some accounts suggest he even accompanied Charlemagne on campaigns, most likely not in battle, but as a living banner of might. Then came 810. Tensions flared in the north. The Danish king Godfred had raided Frisian territory. Charlemagne mobilized, and Abul-Abbas came with him. The army halted near Lippeham, probably near modern-day Wesel. The conditions were wet and cold, and the elephant, unaccustomed to the northern climate, began to show signs of illness. Some later stories claim Abul-Abbas had crossed the Rhine and caught pneumonia after bathing in the river. Others say he fell while trying to dance, a folkloric flourish unsupported by any historical source. The annals offer no cause. They say only that the elephant died suddenly near Lippeham. His body disappeared from the record. Centuries later, in the 18th century, bones discovered near Wesel were claimed to be his remains, but no definitive evidence has emerged. Yet his legacy endured. For nearly 5 centuries, Abul-Abbas remained the only elephant known to have lived in medieval Western Europe. He appeared in bestiaries, in manuscripts, and in the imagination of a continent. Later generations embellished his story, claiming he was white, an albino, like the sacred elephants of Indian legend. But the Frankish sources make no such claim. Arabic sources, curiously, say nothing. Harun al-Rashid's chroniclers omit the elephant entirely. Perhaps, to them, he was just another diplomatic gift. But in Europe, he was legend. And when he died, something else faded too. The fragile link between the Abbasid Caliphate and the Carolingian Empire, two powers claiming to uphold the light of ancient Rome, never again reached such symbolic heights. Abul-Abbas was not just a beast, he was a bridge, and when he fell, that bridge collapsed. Centuries later, Other elephants would follow. Frederick II received one in 1229. Henry III kept one in the Tower of London in 1255, but none carried the same mythic weight. Abul-Abbas danced into Europe's memory and died on its edge. If you liked what you watched, please like and subscribe. We post interesting and crazy stories from throughout history every Wednesday and Saturday. Yesterday's craziness? Because yesterday was crazy too.